Some games don't start with a whistle, they start with pain, with humiliation. But when the rematch happens, football becomes a war, and the one who fell comes back to bring the other down.
Pro Ronaldinho, pé direito, bateu!
Today, you're going to see part 2 of the revenge stories that went down in football history, starting with the quarterfinals of the 2022 World Cup. It was a clash of giants, Argentina versus the Netherlands, and the atmosphere was fired up even before the ball started rolling. Louis van Gaal, the Netherlands manager, decided to poke the beast. He said Messi only played with the ball at his feet, that he didn't help out defensively, and he also brought up that the Argentine hadn't won a Champions League since 2015. To top it all off, he promised revenge for the elimination in the 2014 World Cup semi-final on penalties, but he would regret it big time. Messi stepped onto the pitch with a look that said he wouldn't forgive. At 35 minutes, he drew in the defenders, looked up, and a genius pass slicing through the Dutch defense. A pinpoint through ball to fullback Nahuel Molina, who controlled it with class and slotted it past the goalkeeper Noppert. Goal for Argentina, assist by Messi. The first response had been delivered. The second blow came from a penalty. Messi on the ball, eyes on the keeper, ice in his veins. A coolly placed shot into the corner. No chance for Noppert. And afterwards, a celebration with his hands cupped to his ears. Messi was sending a clear message. Keep talking, Van Gaal. But the game wasn't over yet. Van Gaal went for broke. He brought on the big, physical striker Weghorst. And it worked. First, he scored with a header. Then, with a clever set-piece routine in the final minute, he equalized. Extra time was nervy, full of tension in the air. But no one found the back of the net. The decision went to penalties. Again, with maximum drama. Messi went first. And as always, pure class. He converted. And on the other side, the usual hero appeared, Emiliano Martinez. The Argentine keeper shone once more, saving 2 penalties and securing Argentina's spot. Messi got his revenge. On the pitch, with the ball, with class, and with the perfect amount of taunting. Because when you poke the best in the world, he responds. And he responds by playing and winning. This next settling of scores was marked by an epic goal. After years of suffering from injuries at PSG and Al Hilal, 2025 marked the reunion of Neymar with his first love, Santos Futebol Club. And in the Paulistão, the fans began to dream of the impossible again. The star player made his debut with goals, assists, and magical dribbles. But the most memorable chapter of his return was yet to come. In the 12th round of the state championship, Santos versus Inter de Limeira, the stadium was packed, the atmosphere was heated, and the opposing fans decided to provoke him. They chanted the name of actress Bruna Marquezine, the star's ex-girlfriend, every time Neymar touched the ball. They messed with the wrong person. Just 8 minutes in, a corner for Santos. Neymar on the ball, number 10 on his back. A precise pinpoint delivery right onto the head of striker Tiquinho Soares, who headed it firmly into the back of the net. 1-0. The Stars' first answer, but the fans kept on jeering. Fatal mistake. At 26 minutes, another corner. This time, the opposing fans went even harder. They kept shouting his ex's name, leaving Neymar pissed off. But he decided to answer in the best way possible. Neymar looked towards the box, took a breath, and took the corner directly. An Olympico goal! The ball took the perfect curve and nestled in the back of the net. A goal for the history books. A classy slap in the face. He didn't celebrate with fury. He cupped a hand to his ear. He sat on the advertising hoarding and crossed his arms. This was revenge, silencing the rival fans with pure art. And it wasn't over. 5 minutes later, another corner, and again, Neymar with his radar perfectly tuned, another sweet delivery onto the head of Tiquinho Soares. Santos' third goal, the third direct goal involvement from the number 10. 2 assists, an Olympico goal, a monster performance. Neymar responded with class, with talent, with magic. In the post-match interview, he even said, "They provoked me, and I told them to sing louder." On the next corner, they sang again, and I thought to myself, now I'm the one who's going to score. Because when they mess with him, revenge is served in the most beautiful way, with the ball. The next game on the list was historic, not just for the revenge, but for a cause. The stage was the Mestalla, but the script was personal. Valencia versus Real Madrid, the 27th round of La Liga, in the 2023/2024 season. And for Vinicius Jr., it wasn't just another game. 9 months earlier, this same stadium was the scene of one of the season's greatest shames. Racist abuse from the Valencia fans. The game was stopped, Vinicius was furious, and he was still sent off. One of the most disgraceful episodes in football history. He left in tears, but promised to return, and he returned. Valencia even opened the scoring. Striker Hugo Duro deflected a header header in the box, giving keeper Lunin no chance. 3 minutes later, striker Yaremchuk capitalized on a mistake as Real played out from the back to extend the lead 2-0, and it seemed the Valencia fans would have another reason to shout. But what they didn't know was that Vinicius Jr. was just biding his time. In first half stoppage time, Carvajal sent in a low cross from the right. The keeper, Mamardashvili, came out and got it all wrong, and Vinicius appeared at the back post like a flash, just to tap it into the back of the net. He collected the ball coolly, but before taking it back to the center, he raised a clenched fist high. He stared firmly at the stands. It was the response, it was the message, and the night was his. In the 75th minute, the midfielder Brahim Diaz crossed from the right with pinpoint precision. Vinicius rose, headed it home firmly, and ran towards the fans. He pointed to his own chest, shouting, "I'm here!" Then, both hands to his ears, he silenced an entire stadium. It wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Clean revenge on the pitch, with the ball at his feet and his head held high. Vinicius responded to a cowardly attack in the only way he could. And we couldn't miss a historic case of a player scoring against their old club. In 2009, Emmanuel Adebayor was sold from Arsenal to Manchester City, and he didn't leave to a round of applause. The manager Arsene Wenger declared he has no future here anymore. And worse, he said the striker chose the money. But Adebayor kept it all inside. He swallowed it, chewed on every word, and waited for the right moment. The fifth round of the 2009-10 Premier League. Manchester City versus Arsenal. The time for revenge had come. City took the lead. Micah Richards headed against the post. The ball rebounded off the keeper Almunia's back and went in. An own goal, but advantage to the Blues. Arsenal reacted to Van Persie equalized with class, shooting into the corner past the keeper Gibbon. But City quickly retook the lead. Micah Richards went on a mazy run and found striker Bellamy in the box. A crisp shot, 2-1. And then, the moment the fans will never forget. The ball came in from the right, cross from winger Wright Phillips. Adebayor rose alone as if time stood still. A pinpoint header into the corner. Almunia dived but didn't even get close to the ball, and Adebayor exploded. He sprinted the entire length of the pitch. He went to celebrate right in front of the Arsenal fans. Arms wide open, chest puffed out, a defiant stare. It was the response. It was revenge. It was personal. But he didn't stop there. From a gunner's corner, the ball fell perfectly for the fullback Diaby to shoot. Adebayor appeared from nowhere to make a goal line clearance. Yes, he was everywhere, and there was still time for one more. Bellamy launched a deadly counterattack and served Wright Phillips, who slotted it past Almunia. 4-1. Midfielder Rosicky did pull one back at the end, but the result was already sealed. Adebayor didn't just play football, he wrote a chapter of revenge. And in the memory of the Premier League, one of the most iconic celebrations of all time was recorded. The next revenge was also a story of redemption, but this time for Ronaldo Fenomeno. The 2002 World Cup began with doubts. Doubts about his knee, doubts in his mind, even doubts in the hearts of the Brazilian fans. Ronaldo, again, after everything he had suffered, from the collapse in the 1998 World Cup final, from being out for practically 2 years, Romario was the name the fans were chanting for in the streets of Brazil. But the manager Felipão backed his number 9, the world doubted him, and Ronaldo answered. He reached the final as the top scorer, but they still said, it's Germany. It's the goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn, voted the best player of the tournament. It's impossible. But for someone who had survived the impossible, the final was just another chapter, a World Cup final. Brazil versus Germany. The stage, Yokohama, Japan, on the 30th of June, 2002, in the second half. In the 66th minute, the world stood still. The midfielder Hammond made a mistake. Ronaldo sniffed out the chance. He stole the ball and gave it to Rivaldo. The number 10 hit a stinging shot. Oliver Kahn, the best in the world, fumbled the save. And who did the ball fall to? To the man everyone said would never come back. Ronaldo arrived, tearing up the past. He smashed it home to make the net bulge. Goal, 1-0. The roar that had been stuck in their throats since '98 finally erupted. But he wanted more. The 78th minute, the midfielder Cleberson passed the ball. Rivaldo produced the dummy of a lifetime. The ball arrived gently at the number 9's feet, and Ronaldo, with the coldness of an immortal, placed it into the bottom corner. Kahn flew, but found nothing. 2-0. Brazil, 5-time world champions. Ronaldo, 8 goals. Top scorer, hero, legend, the one who supposedly couldn't walk anymore, ran into the embrace of eternity. The revenge was silent, without provocations, just with the ball, as the Giants do. The world bowed down to the greatest number 9 of all time, and no one ever doubted Ronaldo again. And if you've watched this far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, because the next videos will be even better. My name is Christian Castro, and I'll see you in the next one.